honoring our shared heritage. The Kamba community of Kenya, a legacy of diversity and unity. For centuries, Kenya's peoples have preserved some of the most captivating stories and traditions in the world. Across social, economic, political, and cultural spheres, each of the 44 officially recognized communities has enriched the nation with a distinct identity. These communities fall into three main linguistic groups: Bantu, Nilotic, and Cushitic. The National Museums of Kenya safeguards artifacts that tell the story of this vibrant ethnic mosaic. Though many customs persist today, Kenya's cultural landscape has evolved over time. Influences from traders, missionaries, and formal education systems introduced from the 18th century onward have gradually reshaped traditions and religious practices. This exhibition spotlights one of Kenya's Bantu-speaking peoples, the Kamba, celebrating their heritage, resilience, and contribution to the national identity. A glimpse into the Kamba community. The Kamba, also known as Akamba, are Bantu speakers primarily residing in Kenya's eastern counties of Machakos, Makueni, and Kitui, collectively known as Ukambani. Some Kamba communities also live in the coastal region and beyond Kenya's borders in Uganda, Tanzania, and Paraguay. They share linguistic and cultural ties with the Kikuyu, Embu, Meru, and Mbira peoples. Renowned figures from the Kamba include Chief Kivoi, the prophetess Syokimau Siongu, and freedom fighter Mwindi Mbingu. Migration and settlement. The Kamba are believed to have migrated from the Mount Kilimanjaro region around 1300 AD. They later settled in the Taita and Mbuni hills between the 15th and 17th centuries. As their population grew, some groups moved further, traveling through the plains toward the coast, eventually settling in their current homeland via the Shimba Hills and the Tana River basin. Economic life and craftsmanship. In pre-colonial times, the Kamba were notable long-distance traders. Collaborating with the Mijikenda and Swahili, they traded ivory, slaves, beeswax, gum copra, beads, and animal hides with Arab merchants. In exchange, they received items such as cotton cloth, iron tools, brass wire, and dyes. They also engaged in trade with inland communities like the Kikuyu, Embu, and Maasai. Over time, agriculture became central to their economy. They grew maize, millet, cassava, and sorghum, and were renowned for their intricate wood carvings, ornaments, and herbal medicine, locally known as miti. Skilled hunters, the Kamba especially excelled in elephant hunting and crafting poisoned arrows, practices now prohibited under Kenyan law. Farming and livestock practices. Traditional tools like the mutuvu, digging blade, and branding irons were once widespread. Women used the mutuvu for digging and weeding before modern tools like plows replaced them. Branding irons were used to mark livestock and beehives for identification. Honey, an important resource, was stored in carved wooden barrels, sealed with cowhide, and carried using fiber straps. These barrels were expertly crafted by hollowing tree trunks with tools such as the muthatagwe. Family and social structure. The Kamba community places the family, musi, at the heart of social life. Men were traditionally the heads of households and engaged in trade and defense, while women managed farming and domestic responsibilities. Grandparents played supportive roles in household tasks like tanning leather and making rope. Initiation marked the transition to adulthood. Circumcision, enzyko, was performed on both boys and girls and involved two stages, early childhood and puberty. While these rites were once required for marriage, Kenya now outlaws female circumcision, encouraging alternative rites of passage. Marriage customs. Historically, marriages were arranged by parents. A man's family would propose by sending 3 goats, Mbwisia Entheo, as a sign of commitment. If accepted, the bride price, Theo, was negotiated and could include livestock, honey, bananas, traditional beer, and gifts for close relatives. Today, monetary payments often supplement or replace livestock in these traditions. After the final agreement, the bride was ceremoniously escorted to her new home, marking the beginning of married life, governance and leadership. The smallest political unit in Kamba society was the musi, homestead, led by the father or eldest male. Men gathered at the tome, outdoor fireplace, to deliberate on community matters. Clusters of homesteads formed a village, utui, governed by councils of elders, judges, and war leaders. Multiple villages formed a district, kivalo, where community ceremonies and dispute resolutions occurred. Spiritual guidance came from senior religious leaders known as Atumia Ma Ithembo. Spiritual beliefs and folklore. The Kamba worshipped a supreme, invisible deity called Ngai or Mulungu, believed to dwell in the sky. Ancestors, Aimu, acted as intermediaries and were honored through rituals, libations, and offerings. One origin tale speaks of Mulungu creating a man and woman whose footprints remain on Nzawi rock. When a great rain came, another couple emerged from anthills. The two families united through marriage, prospered, but later scattered due to famine, forming various communities including the Kikuyu, Meru, and Kamba. Medicine and magic traditional. Medicine was a vital part of Kamba life. Medicine men and women diagnosed illness through divination and administered herbal remedies. They were also consulted for rainmaking and spiritual matters. Illness could be seen as a spiritual punishment, witchcraft, or a natural condition, each treated accordingly. Syokimau, the visionary prophetess. Syokimau, born in the 1800s in the Iveti Hills, was revered for her spiritual powers. She foretold attacks from rival tribes and prophesied the arrival of Europeans and the construction of the railway. She described a long snake spitting fire and smoke, an image later understood as the Kenya-Uganda Railway. Her vision of people with pale skin speaking unintelligible words and of high-rise buildings has led many to view her as the greatest Kamba prophetess. Today, the Syokimau railway station honors her memory. Healing and protection Kamba medicine men used calabashes, quausia, for administering herbal remedies. Specific roots like those from the ndonga tree treated snake bites, while charms made from animal skins and sacred woods protected homes and livestock. Kilumi, dance of the spirit. The Kilumi dance was a ritual performed by medicine people to communicate with or appease spirits. Drums and beaded instruments with bells were used to create rhythms that guided dancers into trance-like states for healing and divination. Cultural recreation flutes made from swamp reeds were played by men for leisure. Traditional beer brewed from sugarcane, fruits and honey was reserved for elders during ceremonies. Tobacco snuff, carried in carved containers, was also enjoyed in social settings. Celebrating heritage. Today, while modern influences continue to shape the Kamba way of life, many cultural practices remain alive and meaningful. Alongside the 44 communities of Kenya, the Kamba contribute to a national heritage rich in depth, identity, and resilience. The National Museums of Kenya invites all Kenyans and visitors to honor and celebrate the living traditions and intangible cultural heritage of this great nation.